is a country rich in oil reserves and ecological integrity. There's a monument to mark the spot where the billionth barrel of oil was extracted. And around Shell's main centre of production, you'll find a thriving international community. Workers from many nations live in yet another of this country's many tranquil settings. There's a school, and just down the road, a scenic golf course, Panaga Golf Club, where earlier this week, two Scots, Bernard Gallagher and Sandy Lyle, conducted a well-attended junior clinic on the range. The youngsters were given invaluable advice as their parents looked on, and both players were more than happy to impart their immense collective wisdom about this game. Now then, fancy your own personal lesson from a double major champion? This possible star of the future received that rare opportunity. Lyle, champion and gentleman.
Well, it's all about giving back to the game, you know. Shell here are a great sort of sponsor of golf. This is their area in Brunei, and we've been asked to come along and give some advice to the kids, and they're all very keen. They all speak great English, and you can see a lot of enthusiasm there, and it's a good chance to give something back in the game of golf, and that's what the seniors golf's all about.
The golf bug bites children all over the world, and the youngsters of Brunei aren't immune.
Golf is a closely watched sport, and it's a growing sport in Brunei itself. Yes, and I think people are all excited that they are here.
Keep practicing, lads. Now, though, back to the Aberdeen Brunei Senior Masters, where Sam Torrance repaired the damage of a bogey on the third with a birdie on the fifth. 136 yards, deadly accurate 9-iron. The Scot is back level for the day. That's 2 under in total. Meanwhile, Doug Johnson bogeyed the second, but the lefty would pull off a miraculous save on the fourth. Now that's what you call a tale of the riverbank. Sandy Lyle did fall victim to the fourth, but his experience on the other par 3 going out, the seventh, was much more positive. This crisp tee shot led to a birdie, and he's back in red figures at 1 under. Jimmy Haggerty won last year's qualifying school in Portugal. He's worked tirelessly on his game ever since and continued to reap the benefits of that labour with birdies on the 5th and right here on the 8th. As for David Merriman, well, it's been exclusively par golf so far for him. 4 holes played, no deviation from his overnight 7 under score. Jeff Hall's 1 under today, despite running into trouble on the 8th. He's 4 here, anything but regulation. In fact, it felt like a birdie. Cameron, Cunning and Merriman remain tied at the top, with Costantino Rocca, after birdies on the 3rd and 6th, now only 1 shot adrift.
Down to the 8th with Katayoshi Tamori. Well, he's going nicely when many are struggling in this final round. First birdie coming at the 5th. He did bogey the 7th, a long par 3 down the hill, 200 yards. But over the water here into the 8th, a good chance really to repair the damage. 2 under at the moment. He's a fearsome competitor.
John, it's one of the most scenic holes on the golf course, and it's also one of the most dangerous. We've seen players put the ball in the water with their second shots and indeed their tee shots.
Well, here is that par 3 I mentioned before. Lovely hole. They can make it a lot longer if they want. There's several tees they don't use, but that's a wonderful 7-iron by Rocca down the hill. A little bit of breeze freshening now. Of course, that will dry the greens out and make them a fraction quicker, and I'm sure Tamori is fully aware of that. Down the grain, down the hill. It's a popular spot to hole from. Well, goodness me, like a rat down a drain. Tamori to 3 under.
You know, there's been abundance of recent rain here in Brunei, and because of that we must really congratulate the course superintendent Nigel Taylor. Conditions here are just pristine.
Yeah, it's a joy to be here. Is it going to be a joy for Rocca? Sadly not at the 7th. Good par though, stays 6 under. You expect probably some of the charges to come from certainly one of them to come from Rocker with his pedigree, and maybe this man who might be having a private battle with Katayoshi Tamori, who is 3 under. Ebihara now trying to move to 4 under. Sadly not. But I think you make 3 on this par 3, Phil, you're happy to go to the 8th.
Sam Torrance, A1 drive. In fact, it was just a little 5-wood down to here. No need to take the big artillery on this hole. And the quality of his golf on the outward 9 has been of the highest calibre.
Well, the expression is flagging it. He hasn't had his rewards for his golf. They may come. Now, Bob Cameron, after his great birdie at the first, going along nicely, but he would have liked to have made a couple more. 3 pars followed. A bogey did come at the 5th. Par 6 now down the hill on 7. Oh, that's better.
Good shot, Bob.
Classical swing, good result. Well, Torrance's second shot deserved a birdie. Golf doesn't work like that, of course, but let's hope he pops this one in. He does. He's 1 under for the round, 3 under in total. He could have been at least a couple of shots better than that, but do not write him off.
A little bit of an up and down day for Mike Cunning. He did birdie the first as well, but he's 1 over par for his round at the moment. Trying to find the hole here on the 7th, the par 3. New experience for him. You know, when you've not been in contention for a while, you're finding out about yourself again. Can you get over that winning line? And it's been a while since Bob Cameron has. Back to 04, Phil.
Yes, he won twice that year. I was just about to say, can he scratch that 5-year itch? Not missing birdie opportunities like that. He remains 6 under. And his playing partner David Merriman has this to stay at 7 under.
Can be reasonably firm with this putt. Oh, you see the grain evident there, just chewed the ball away to the right. Back to -6.
Yes, and Merriman falls back into a share of the lead with Cameron. Rocker and Cunning have both encountered their own bumps in the road, and Tamori's now only 2 behind in the Aberdeen Brunei Senior Masters. We still don't know who'll put the rest in the shade.
The